Yo, welcome back guys to JKlo. To well, the channel JKlo. Welcome back. Been a couple of days since we uploaded, but been trying to find some time to get another live in for you guys and for myself too, because I haven't been playing much. Just been very busy with work and life. But we want to continue where we left off. Believe this is day 4 now of our journey, our voyage, before I made to Jamvad Academy. I've changed the team up a bit since then. Went ahead with the Roaring Moon over my landers just for the help that the team really needed, I believe, against like Urshifu and Etran, because before we didn't have a water type. We have one now obviously, but that's why I put Roaring Moon there first on this team here, as you can see, but decided to swap Torn for Gastro as well. But yeah, team's very defensively team has very good defensive synergy now, which is very helpful. So yeah, everyone to hop right into it. See where we at on the ladder. 1400, 1462. All right. I mean, I mentioned this on another live. I don't really bother with the team sheets too much. I mean, this is best of one. We're not, you know, I don't have enough time to really sit there and look through your team and all of that, so I'm not even gonna bother. Everything except these dual steel types doesn't appreciate Flutter Main, clicking Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast. But in order for me to remove these steel types, I have to probably go Iron Hands. But he's got the Flutter guard jump. Let's see, if he ends up leading Flutter Chiyu, which we don't guard too well against, I might have to let him get a screen up. Might just have to give him a screen. So I'm leaning towards leading Arcanine for sure. That way I can Flare Blitz or Snarl in case he wants to lead these two. Leads well into these, well, everything really except guard jump. I really don't want to, I mean, I kind of want to lead Flutter, but I also don't want to get hit by an Icy Wind booster energy Flutter. Let's see, even with screens up, what do we guard well against, even if they have screens up? My Iron Hands is a beast actually. I just gotta remove this guard jump and Flutter. If they don't guard, we guard well with the Iron Hands, barring those two. Let's see, I might use my Flutter Mane to help get rid of this Flutter Mane and his guard jump, and I'll have my Iron Hands in the back. They're being so generous now, you're turning the timer on me. But yeah, we'll do that, and any value that I can get out of Gastrodon. Endgaming Yawn with Iron Hands looks pretty possible, pretty probable. See, Roaring Moon's actually not bad either. Let's go Roaring Moon instead. So what I can do here is double Clef Key and get rid of, and only allow him one screen, or if he decides to pair me. But let's say he goes into Flutter Mane right afterwards, which is likely booster energy. It's not really a position I want to be in. I don't mind the Chiyu though. I may have Roaring Moon. The Iron Hands. He still has that Corviknight. Let's I really don't want Fluttermane just coming in after that. Let's see, we'd Snarl and then Terra Flying, Roaring Moon if that's the case. We're still going to take so much because GM Pow's still on the field, so we'll Snarl and Shadow Ball. Alright, good to know that that's a Life Orbed. Now I'm going to swap out my Fluttermane for Roaring Moon and start DDing. Or getting the DDs on this guy. And now I might swap out Arcanine for Iron Hands now and to start DDing. Because if he wants to T-Wave my Arcanine, he can't. If I go Iron Hands, he can't T-Wave Roaring Moon because we're a Dark type. Chi-Yu can't do anything to Roaring Moon. And I don't want to just give him a free switch by knocking out the Klefki or the Chi-Yu. And by switching this in, this positions me well to fake out this next turn. My Fluttermane still outspeeds everything, barring the boost to energy speed Fluttermane in the back. How about we put the timer on them now? Yeah. I appreciate the time you gave me to devise the game plan, but now it's battling time. Oh yeah, so we're going to DD again. Really no reason not to. So guarantee me to be faster than the speed boosting Fluttermane. I want to wild charge the Clef. I kind of want, I want to leave. It's not doing anything, right? They're both not doing anything. I could Volt Switch to try to position myself in, but if he leads in Klefki, I'll have to switch again. Oh, wild charge the Chi-Yu with DD again. I knew that was going to happen. I knew either or. I wasn't anticipating Dazzling Gleam, to be honest. Now Klefki has to go. Klefki gotta go. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam is pretty bad. I wasn't anticipating that at all. Let's see. We still have Fluttermane, Arcanine. There's just so many turns left of Light Screen. Okay, but they don't even have Fluttermane in the back. The Corviknight can actually beat me right now. I want to Volt Switch and see what he wants to Terra into, and just protect Roaring Moon. I think it probably Terra Fire on that Corviknight. He's not really being pressured to do that just yet. But he opted to Terra Ground, wow. Okay, Brave Bird. I go Arcanine, I'm just gonna see. With the screens up, I don't think we win. Damn. I could Terra Flying, but that's not really into play. Well, I can, I guess. Nothing else. Like a Terra Fairy to help try to get rid of this Garchomp. But the screens are going to be up by the time. Because Roaring Moon's going to faint here, for sure. But I need damage on guard chomp. I need damage on this thing too. Yeah, this is tough. And if I attack guard chomp with Roaring Moon, I'm just gonna get KO'd by Rough Skin. Yeah, I think that thing, I'm pretty sure this is game. Oh, it's Scarf Chomp. Yeah, that's game. We'll just go into the next one. I mentioned this on the last live, but I'm not going to be reviewing games on I'm not going to be reviewing games when I do showdown lives like this. At least not yet, because I'm not in the upper intermediate section yet. But when I'm playing solo, I will still review games. Unless y'all like the reviewing the game aspect. If y'all like that, I'll keep doing it. But just for the sake of time and getting some reps in, you try not to do too many of those. Well, they don't guard well against Flutter Mane. Mainly just the Heatran. They also don't guard well against Roaring Moon. Which we just need to remove their Flutter Mane, essentially. And Terra Flying Moon kind of just wins. Okay. So we need to remove Heatran. Let's see. We need to remove Heatran. The Roaring Moon can... No, Flutter Mane, I'm sorry. So Roaring Moon can thrive. Okay. And their Flutter Mane is in the way for my Roaring Moon. Their Heatran's in the way of my Flutter Mane. So we want to go Arcanine lead. I'm gonna go Arcanine with Flutter Mane with Iron Hands and Roaring Moon in the back. My game plan is to get rid of their Flutter Mane if I can, to open up my Roaring Moon. We gotta remove the Sableye though, because I don't want to get burned. We're just going to Snarl immediately. May end up sacrificing my Flutter Mane for Sableye though. Let's see, but that keeps me from getting... Actually no, we're a Dark type. It can't Will-O-Wisp as we're a Dark type. He's going to get up screens though. I just leave him alone. Heatrans rarely run Flash Cannon, so I might want to bank on that. And I relatively get a free switch in the Roaring Moon. He's just gonna get those screens up, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. See, like he totally ignored me too. So he's gonna get up both screens now, so we'll be playing with screens, unfortunately. I want to go back to Flutter Mane just to position myself so I can preserve Intimidate for the Sneasler and the Rillaboom. Especially after that drop that they just got. So we'll DD again. Either their lefty's Earth Power kind of tells me that they're not let's see. They're not Flash Cannon. I could Shadow Ball Heatran and start getting chip on it because now it's becoming annoying. And now Sableye really can't do anything. It's kind of forced a hard swap. I don't want to give him a free switch. There's no Shadow Ball switch-ins. There's no Moonblast switch-ins either. Let's see, if I Moonblast and KO this. Let's see, anything that can come in that Roy Moon cannot deal with, we can deal with it. Okay, so there's no Sneasel, which is nice. Now I can Terra Flying pretty safely with my Roaring Moon, but we're not going to do it this turn. We want to protect because of Fake Out. No need to risk the Speed Tie just yet. Clear Amulet, whatchamacallit. Okay, that did nothing. I could potentially burn this Rillaboom. Heat Tran's pretty free for him. I want to Snarl just to catch the Heat Tran. Rillaboom's not really doing much here. And we go after the Flutter Mane always here. Okay, that's fine. Well, since I got that drop, like, this thing really can't do anything to my Moon, and we know Flutter Mane should probably have Protect because it was booster energy. But I really don't need to risk switching out in this position because he's not Light Clay, because Light Screen will still be up otherwise. So I'm actually going to protect my Roaring Moon here, just to let this Reflect go off, and we'll just we'll Snarl again in case he wants to sub or something. Yeah, give up my Arcanine. Oh, that Heat Wave did 0. Yeah, well, we tried to sacrifice Arcanine, but it's all good. Oh, they decided to forfeit. Yeah, that was pretty much over. I'm liking the way the team is playing. Really, I'm liking the way this team is playing. And I haven't even really got to showcase like the main event, which is, ooh, I might be able to showcase it here. Gastrodon. Gastrodon goes hard with Flutter Mane. Like, with all the Urshifu Torn teams running around, like they really can't like lead Torn or Shifu freely. And then if they ever like try to, like, if they have a Shifu in the back and my Flutter Mane's still up, Gastrodon just, like, you know, you can't do anything to Flutter Mane. I really like the combination of these two. So I've played this archetype many times. My main game plan to beat this is to go Flutter Mane Arcanine because it helps me into Dragonite Chimpao, which is what the team is very weak into. Like the Choice Banded Sword of Ruin E-Speed is just, it's very devastating. Like my Arcanine, it's EV to take 1 E-Speed, but if I didn't EV it for that, like it almost always gets one shot. It's pretty crazy. And that's with max HP. Like I had to give it quite a bit of defense. So I have to bring Gastrodon here. We don't bring Roaring Moon or Rillaboom here. Iron Hands to help along with everything, barring Flutter Mane, because they really don't appreciate Iron Hands. But yeah, these are the typical 4 that I bring. That's my game plan. And then, like I said, Gastrodon, Iron Hands, like they really struggle. Their main way of beating this combination would be the Flutter, or just close combating with Urshifu, provided I've already gotten rid of the Chimpao Dragonite. So this is a lead that they can do. I'm not about to just let my Arcanine take this kind of damage from that stone move, but I'd be switching back in on rocks. I do switch out. That Dazzling Gleam here for sure. I could also try to burn Cleaver, but again, I want to try to preserve my Intimidate in case it is that Chimpao in the back. We're gonna go hands. Why is that attack so strong? Now I'm very satisfied, or complacent rather, with fake out and cleaver and dazzling gleaming again. It's just that it depends on where that bleak one will KO my flutter, on how this torn is trained. I think I've been KO'd from 45%, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I could go Gastron and play it safe. I didn't have to wait out these turns of Tailwind. Don't want my Gastron really taking too much right now, because I have to be able to take a close combat from that potential Urshifu. Oof, good. That did a lot. Yeah, so it is Urshifu. Okay, how do we want to play this? I don't want to go hard Gastron, like a little bit eating up a Dazzling plus a well, a Dazzling Gleam for sure. My Flutter Mane comes in on rocks and it dies. Dazzling Gleam will KO my Flutter Mane. He's faster. Is there any point to me going like sack? Yeah. I kind of have to, don't I? But if he close combat, that's a good play on his part. But I don't really have a choice, do I? I have to wild charge this Urshifu and hope I live. Like, hope he doesn't CC into my my hands. Love to see it. Nice, that's all I needed. Now E-Speed KOs. That's all I needed. I want to protect my Gastrodon here. Moonblast shouldn't KO depending on the roll. No point Icy Winding. He died of rocks when we come in. Just a attempt to yawn. Let's see, he has a Moonblast that, yeah, we wild charge this this Flutter Mane. Oh, is he scarfed or is he trying to make some kind of predictions here? Okay, that was a roll. E-Speed, wild charge. It may have been scarfed. Yep, that's how I beat these teams. Yeah, that's literally how I have to beat these teams. It's like, it's close, but I believe I can make it. I could probably play it a bit better. But I know for sure I have to bring in those four. Like, I have to. Alright. Neat looking team. Neat looking team for sure. To you, Flutter Mane. We don't guard well against that. What? We have the Roaring Moon, but you know, it's really hard to like guard well against Flutter Mane unless you just hard go fire and steel on your team and poison, which isn't really that great defensively, like as from a team building perspective. I'm about to say my Rillaboom is potentially annoying, but I don't have U-turn on it, so I take that back. That Rotom's annoying. That Rotom's very annoying. I have to try to get rid of it with my Flutter, or hope that my Rillaboom's faster and I'll try to get rid of it. The majority of this team is weak to Will-O-Wisp, but Roaring Moon is definitely my win con here. Just gotta want to prioritize removing that Rotom and the Flutter Mane, or at least being able to get Roaring Moon in to where I can DD before Flutter Mane comes in. Gastrodon here is honestly not bad. Question, do I want Rillaboom or Gastrodon? Rillaboom's not bad either, but I have to get around this Chiyu and this Torn. If I'm going to setup, I mean, we have Fake Out. I'm gonna go Gastrodon, provide more speed control. I can see scenarios where they both can work. I'm gonna play the bit of a safer approach with Gastro. So clear Amulet Landers. Probably Terra Ground, Earthquaking. And that probably removes my my Flutter. Sadly. Damn. Yeah, it's like that right now. I guess this really just depends on whether or not my Flutter main can KO the Landers. Or if it can live this Terra Ground Earthquake if it goes for it. Dang man, that's just not good. They don't Terra. I'll take. Okay, now we're dropping. Yeah, we're dropping now. I think I'll give up my do I give up Gastrodon? Because in return I Terra Flying Will-O-Wisp. I won't be able to Terra my Roaring Moon anymore. I think I sack Flutter main from the looks of it. Oh, I'm taunted. Damn, I can't Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do nothing about this one. Just try to weaken the Torn. But watch Torn be Covert Cloak. Okay, it's not nice. So I try to weaken the Torn there. So I can get in Gastrodon and Icy Wind. Yeah, it's not looking good. Lander is Torn, huh? If only Rillaboom had Grassy Glide, it'd be pretty nice. Pretty nice here. I'm looking at that though, like Torn Landorus. Like I almost always have to go. I could have let Gastro in hindsight. I have Terra Fire in case he led Flutter and Chiyu. If I let Gastro, then what else would I lead? Certainly not Gastro Flutter main, right? That may have been it, Gastro Flutter main. Or Gastro Roaring Moon. No, just try to play our outs. Yep. They switch. Good play on their part. Is there any way I can still win this? I have to remove Flutter main to win. Let's go for Icy Wind and try to get my Roaring Moon in a position to bring this back. Come on, Gastro. Damn. That's game. You got it. Yeah, Torn Landorus. Matchup where we might have to lead Gastrodon. It's a tough one. Definitely a tough one. going to be the last battle for the live. See if we can go out with a W on this one. About 10 points less than where we started, or 9 points less. Certainly they don't appreciate Flutter Main. They just have their Amoongus. Those Arcanine leads fairly well into everything. Like I can take a Hydro Pump from this. He goes with Shifu, I have Gastro, which is also good into Trick Room. So, let's see. I like Rillaboom here more than Iron Hands. So we have some kind of defensive measure against Ursaluna. Oh, it's Urshifu Dark. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're gonna Icy Wind and Wicked Blow me most likely. What if I Dazzling Gleam? What if I Terra Fairy actually, so that can't even do much to me. I don't need to Terra anything else this game. I'm totally okay with this. We'll just Dazzling Gleam and E-Speed. Thinking I should probably Will-O-Wisp just in case he's like some Terra Poison or something. And I don't get this KO, but I can neuter this Urshifu. Downside would just be missing, and he'd be Sash, and I not get the KO. But I like this play just to kind of cover for the defensive Terra. Oh, Arcanine, you beast. Oh, good night. That's it for him. Yeah, like he had to tear that Urshifu, but I think he may have timed out. Just based off of how much we took from that too, I think that pretty sure that was Choice Bandit. 88 to an Arcanine, that's like very bulky. Yeah, that's Choice Bandit for sure. And it's Ursaluna Thunderous. Whoa. Okay. No point in sacking my my Flutter Mane. I give up my Gastrodon. I don't need to go hard Rillaboom. And we'll just try to get some chip on the Thunderous. Because Flutter Mane plus Rillaboom just wins at this point. But yeah, that Torn Landorus is still on my mind. Just really a way to deal with that effectively. Like it's Gastrodon, but like what's the other piece? Like certainly not Iron Hands unless I end up tearing it. But it can't do anything to Landorus. And Icy Wind is like a 2 to 3 hit KO, I believe, on Landorus from Gastro. Yeah, they're not, nobody's home. They're just, yeah, they're gone. Just want to make the same play. Unless this is a potential Scarf, we're going to Icy Wind and E-Speed. Like Arcanine isn't the play into that. I'd have to be like AV on my Rillaboom probably to help with that. That way we don't take too much from Torn. Unless I lead Rillaboom and Terra Water, but that's not a good lead into like Flutter Mane GU, which they had. Okay, I'm gonna fake out the Thunderous. Oh, he's Life Orb. He's not Scarfed. Yeah, we already saw that. So that's game. Yeah, gonna have to think on that one. It definitely looks beatable. It just doesn't look like the matchup is in my favor against that Torn Landers with Chi Flutter. But we'll go back to the drawing boards and we'll see what we can come up with. But this game's as good as over. They probably just went to the next battle and just left me here. Going down the timer. But we finished higher than we started, which is nice. Shows some progress. But rating doesn't really matter too much because we're still in our learning phases. We're still a beginner. A beginner in the intermediate course. So yeah, guys, that's it for the live. I hope y'all enjoyed and learned something. If y'all like this kind of content, definitely show your support. It's much appreciated. And if y'all have any Pokemon that y'all would like to see me build around, let me know for sure. Cause you know I'm working on some things here. I was starting to deviate, and I started making another team, which I haven't really tested much, but the theory behind the team I think is pretty cool. This one right here. But yeah, like got Terra Dragon Heatran. It seemed wild on paper, but yeah, we gotta test that theory to make sure it works. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. The next time, y'all take care. Peace.